It's Pete Buttigieg sending you a Bloomsday greeting from South Bend, Indiana. I am the son of a scholar of Joyce, and when I became old enough to start grasping it, Portrait of the Artist was one of the first books I truly saw myself in. I've come to believe that good politics is about the everyday, and so is much of the greatest literature in the English language, most notably Ulysses. I've been invited to contribute a favorite passage. I'm not sure I can claim to have a favorite, but I live along a river in a river city, and this passage from the Ithaca chapter has been on my mind. What in water did Bloom, water lover, drawer of water, water carrier, returning to the range, admire? Its universality, its democratic equality and constancy to its nature in seeking its own level. Its vastness in the ocean of Mercator's projection, its unplumbed profundity in the Sundom Trench of the Pacific exceeding 8,000 fathoms, the restlessness of its waves and surface particles visiting in turn all points of its seaboard, the independence of its units, the variability of states of sea, its hydrostatic quiescence in calm, its hydrokinetic turgidity in neap and spring tides, its subsidence after devastation, its sterility on the circumpolar ice caps, Arctic and Antarctic, its climate and commercial significance, its preponderance of 3-to-1 over the dry land of the globe, its indisputable hegemony extending in square leagues all over the region below the sub-equatorial Tropic of Capricorn, the multi-secular stability of its primeval basin, its luteofluvous bed, its capacity to dissolve and hold in solution all soluble substances, including millions of tons of the most precious metals. Its slow erosions of peninsulas and islands, its persistent formation of homothetic islands, peninsulas, and downward tending promontories, its alluvial deposits, its weight and volume and density. Its imperturbability in lagoons and highland tarns, its gradation of colors in the torrid and temperate and frigid zones, its vehicular ramifications in continental lake-contained streams and confluent ocean-flowing rivers with their tributaries and transoceanic currents, Gulf Stream north and south equatorial courses. Its violence in sea quakes, water spouts, artesian wells, eruptions, torrents, eddies, freshets, spates, ground swells, watersheds, water partings, geysers, cataracts, whirlpools, maelstroms, inundations, deluges, cloudbursts. Its vast circumterrestrial ahorizontal curve, its secrecy in springs and latent humidity, revealed by rhabdomantic or hygrometric instruments, and exemplified by the well, by the hole in the wall at Ashtown Gate, saturation of air, distillation of dew, the simplicity of its composition, 2 constituent parts of hydrogen with 1 constituent part of oxygen, its healing virtues, its buoyancy in the waters of the Dead Sea, its persevering penetrativeness in runnels, gullies, inadequate dams, leaks on shipboard, its properties for cleansing, quenching thirst and fire, nourishing vegetation, its infallibility as paradigm and paragon, its metamorphoses as vapor, mist, cloud, rain, sleet, snow, hail, its strength in rigid hydrants, its variety in forms, in loughs and bays and gulls and bights and guts and lagoons and atolls and archipelagos and sounds and fjords and minches and tidal estuaries and arms of sea. Its solidity in glaciers, icebergs, ice flows, its docility in working hydraulic mill wheels, turbines, dynamos, electric power stations, bleach works, tanneries, Scotch mills, its utility in canals, rivers, if navigable, floating and graving docks, its potentiality, derivable from harnessed tides or water courses falling from level to level, its submarine fauna and flora, anacoustic, photophobe, numerically, if not literally, the inhabitants of the globe. Its ubiquity is constituting 90% of the human body. The noxiousness of its effluvia in lacustrine marshes, pestilential fens, faded flower water, stagnant pools in the waning moon. Of course, this Bloomsday comes at an unprecedented moment in the United States, in Ireland, and everywhere. My country is confronting its great demon of systemic racism. All our countries are confronting a pandemic. And more than ever, I think we must, as Joyce did, seek out and celebrate humanity wherever we can find it. I'm wishing you all health and safety during these difficult times, and sending again my warmest greetings from here along the river in South Bend, Indiana.